Well, unfortunately, it looks like this season is going to be rather weak in its ending. But what is going on, everyone? My name is Kurtyoy, and another disappointing week has pretty much, unfortunately, ended our hopes of a top 8 finish in the German Friends Fantasy Football League. It's not out of the bag yet. We can have a fantastic second week. This game week isn't over, admittedly. I am doing it just to make sure I get it done, as I'm still very busy at the moment. But Arsenal Sunderland to come, and again for the second time in a row when I bring them out against a big team, they've produced the points. Julian Lescott this time bagging the points in 10 points, with My Hill, not claiming 17 but getting 7. Which, to be honest, I was let off a bit with Krul doing well, and Vasilevsky again, proving to be quite a good signing in the end. As Leicester City continue to play some fantastic football towards the end of their season. But we're into the last games. It's almost season overtime. And the team has fizzled out so much. Before, when we had a team where, there was 3, 4, 5 players always performing at least. Every game week, we're struggling to pick up points now. And I feel like the season has fizzled out really a bit. I mean, we're relying on Vasilevsky to get points. It's the second time that we've dropped points onto the bench, and we could have been way above the average and way on course for getting top 8. But then results stun you. I mean, you look at Southampton winning 6-1 somehow against Villa. Wouldn't have seen that coming. Benteke scored the goal. I think we'll get over the average in the end, because we have got a 2 points here, 2 points here, and 4 points here at least. So that's another 8, with not everyone going for 3 Arsenal players. So we could be all right on course. It does depend on their teams. Bank of Nigeria, if we have a look at this, his team has 3 Arsenal players and a captain with the Arsenal player, so we could be in trouble there. Same player. We could do with them not getting a clean sheet then, otherwise we could be in a bit of trouble in that department. And if we just go on to the other team, that is joint on points with him, I think. Oh, no, just in front. 6, 9, 8. And his team has no Arsenal players, so we could easily overtake this team. I'm guessing that his team is absent, with a captain of Hazard and vice captain. You got Di Maria in your team. You got Van Aanholt. Had a good week this week for Sunderland, admittedly. Had a very good week. Let me just close that. It'll pop up on my screen. But as far as our team goes, we've been really poor. We've been dreadfully poor, unfortunately, and we had a good spell. We moved up really high. We were dropping basically bottom of the league, so I did get my act together in the end. But not much the point subbing around. The problem is in the attack. The problem is, I suppose, in the attack. We're not picking up points in the attack, and we're dropping easy points from the defence. But I've got a dilemma. I've got a real dilemma for my last game week, and I'll tell you about that once we are on the transfers side, as I do need to make one transfer. I believe that will be key. But looking at this, I think Chelsea's season is fizzling out. Ivanovic has had poor few weeks. Liverpool was against him, was poor. West Brom was poor. Palace, he got away with it because he got a clean. An assist. Oh no, sorry, Leicester City. Sorry, I thought he got an assist. Then home match, easy points. But was doing all right, getting consistent points, but you're not getting the 10s and the 12s and the 11 and 10s here. You're not getting the constant points around here, which is what you'd expect from a Branislav Ivanovic season. Admittedly, though, it has called me into making one change, which I will look to do so, and that is the surprise thing that earlier on in the season, you could question me, but I think this time you can, understand where I'm coming from. Is Hazard will be out of my team completely. I'll get round to why in a second, but as far as my team goes, I've not really got much ways I can improve it. I've just got to rely on points going our ways in the last game. The problem is we've got a lot of players in which everyone has got, i.e. the Sanchez's, the Girouds. So I'm going to be taking a risk here and going on to Manchester City. Now, Hazard, Last game of the season, home against Sunderland, you could expect him to pick up points there, but, you know, against Liverpool and against West Brom, it was poor, and I think it's just fizzling out. Admittedly, you know, West Brom, it was a bit harsh with Fabregas losing his temper and smacking the ball viciously onto Chris Brunt's face. Otherwise known as just, I don't even know what he's doing looking at, just kicked the ball into the crowd, hit him on the face. My brother was a Chelsea fan and said it wasn't a red card. I was like, well, you kicked the ball at someone. Of course it's going to be a red card. But the players that I'm also, you know, people will say Milner isn't a good team player. Look at that. 101 points, their third best midfielder. If you look overall in their team, Aguero's got more. Boney, who I don't think he can be counted because he was at Swansea for a bit, has got more. Yaya Toure, Silva and Hart. So you got Aguero your best player, Hart your second best, and you got Aguero your first best, Silva your second best, Hart your third best, Yaya Toure your fourth best, and then James Milner your fifth best. You know, and that's why I constantly say he's a massive part of City's plans, and I think if they don't sign him on, then he's been linked with Arsenal recently, and he'll make a fantastic signing at Arsenal. If I was a manager at any Premier League club, I would happily take him, because I feel like, as far as like, a working midfielder is concerned, he's one of the best there is in the Premier League, and if not, then he's probably up in the category of like the 10-15 in the absolute like world at the moment, because, you know, he's hugely underrated. The job he does, you know, doesn't get any recognition. And you know, I'm following Sheffield Wednesday a lot. When City did play Sheffield Wednesday, excluding the 7-0 whopping which happened in one half of football, in the second half, when City scraped through just 2-1, it was, they had all these flash players. They had Yaya Toure's, you know, they got all these flash players on so much money, and it was James Milner who had, you know, worked 90 minutes flat out, got them into the next round. Admittedly, they'd lose against Middlesbrough next round, but it was James Milner who won that game solely for his efforts. Now, people still have to set him up. He did score both the goals, but, you know, he's massively underrated. You know, and if he joined Arsenal, you know, a team like that, or if he joined a team where you know he's going to be first team, I would definitely be looking at him, depending on his price, to be honest, but I'd definitely be looking at him to be in my team for next season. He's probably one of the people I'd be keeping an eye out, because he's probably going to be moving. I'd be surprised if he stayed at City because of his first team chances, but if he does move, then that's one of my tips like I'll give you. Look out for James Milner, because he will get you points, as seen as he's City's fifth best player from players that were there at the start of the season, obviously excluding Boney, who picked up most of his points from earlier on in the season. As you can see, very poor ending wise. But as far as transfers, you know, Silva is one. He's looking in good form. He's in very good form, saying that. You know, look at his last 3 games there, and he's got Southampton at home, which you could easily pick up points at. The one player I am looking at, though, is Yaya Toure, because 5.7 people have Yaya Toure. You know, look at David Silva, 21%. Most people in the league I'm in have him, but Yaya Toure was fantastic against Swansea. Admittedly, he had been poor recently. You know, dropped, or I don't know why, against Tottenham. He's back in the team. They're scoring goals. No, 6, 4. You know, got 1 there. 3, 2, 2. Even when they're losing, they're scoring. You know, and they're scoring a lot of goals recently. So I think Yaya Toure is going to come into my team. It's a risk, I know, but we're in the last game of the season, and I do need to take risks. I can't play it safe with Silva, because if I want to rise above people, I will have to take the risk on Yaya Toure, simply because people have Silva, people don't have Yaya Toure. So if Yaya Toure and Silva both have good games, if Yaya Toure has a good game and Silva has like an average game, picks up maybe an assist, then that will easily come into my favour for this game. Other ones I could have picked out, maybe Eriksen and Kane. They've had a flopping season to end off with. Such a poor end to their season, especially Harry Kane. Of all he's hyped up, I think it's now died down a bit. You know, I think if he could be playing well, if they got more of a steady midfield, you've got a lot of young players in there, you stabilise them into a team, and Spurs have got the potential to be quite a force in the Premier League. Not next season, you know, they'll mature through the next season. You know, if you've got Ben Taleb and you've got Mason, you know, mature them two. They're 2 solid players, and amongst the various other youth players they have. But Yaya Toure is going to be my transfer. Thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, leave a like. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Subscribe if you feel like I'm worthy. And also stick around as I'll be doing special videos to commemorate the season, where it went wrong, where it went bad. And as you can see there, 16th of August is the next game week. Game week number 1. Of course, you can see my points. I think does it carry over? Ah. Doesn't. This is my team right at the start. I'll be doing videos on that. But thank you guys for watching, and peace.
Well, you know what you should be doing. You should be You know what? I'm keeping this one. You should be subscribing to Kurtyoy because he's a legend. And this took 2 takes, and I still got it wrong.